This is Pooja Rathore from School Quiz. Okay, may I know your names and your bit intro? Aniket Raj.
Yes, ma'am. I'm in standard 8 and I'm from BWS, means Buddha World School, which is nearby the Vaisali.
Okay. And you are in class?
Ma'am, I'm in standard 8.
Okay, 8th standard. Okay. Next, Avanti. Avanit.
Ma'am, I am in standard 9 from Buddha World School from Vaisali.
Okay. So you are from which class?
From standard 9th, ma'am.
Standard 9. Okay. Okay, so candidates, students, we will be starting the session now. So you both have any doubts in particular topics? If you have, I can make them clear. Hello.
Ma'am, the microorganism, I have a doubt, the whole chapter.
Microorganisms, whole chapter. Okay, can you say something about microorganisms to me? Firstly. Microorganisms are something, yes. Hello, Aniket, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Aniket, can you tell me something about microorganisms? What are they?
Ma'am, the organism which are too small, we are not able to see with our naked eye, that is called microorganism.
Yes, the organisms which are too small and we can't see them through our naked eyes. They are called as microorganisms. Okay, more people have joined now. Can I have a bit intro of them? Rani?
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself?
Ma'am, me Rani from standard 8 from BWS, Buddha World School.
Okay. Next is Pragya Singh. Pragya, I can't hear you clearly.
And now am I audible?
Yes, now you're audible.
Ma'am, I'm from Goodwell School, Vaishali, and I'm studying in standard 8.
Standard 8. Okay. Yukta?
Yes, ma'am. I am also from a standard at Budwal School, Vaishali.
Okay. Anshvika?
Yes, ma'am. I am also from Budwali School and from Standard 8.
Okay. So most of the students are from standard 8 only. Okay. It's all right. So Aniket Raj has doubts in microorganisms. Microorganisms are basically the microbes, the organisms which we can only see through our naked eyes. Okay. So let me share my screen first so that you can get understood it well. Okay, is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, so basically microorganisms as you all know, we can't see them through our naked eyes. Can't be seen through naked eyes. So through what we can see them? Then since we can't see them through naked eyes, there should be something now through which we can see them. So in order to see them, our yes.
Microscope.
Yes. For our for our what to say, our scientists have discovered an alternative device, that is microscope. And that's also microscope is also many types. For microorganisms it is of a different type, and for bigger organisms like some cells which are much bigger than microorganisms, for them microscope is of different types. It can be simple and it can be compound. Okay, so this compound microscope is mostly preferred to see microorganisms, and simple microscope is preferred to see slides and something like that, different cells. Okay, so microorganisms are mainly of two types basically. They can be on the basis of cellularity. So what is cellularity? Can anyone tell me? Is anyone aware of this word? Okay, I will explain that. Cellularity is something. Cellularity means number of cells. Okay. So on the basis of number of cells, microorganisms are of two types. They are unicellular or multicellular. So we can say it is understood well through the, it could be understood well through the word only. Unicellular means single celled microorganisms. That is those microorganisms which have only one cell in them. They are called as unicellular microorganisms. And multicellular, it is just inverse of this, more than one cell. They can be two, they can be three, they can be billions, they can be trillions. So more than one cell, they are called as multicellular microorganisms. Okay, can anyone say me any example of unicellular?
Ma'am, amoeba.
Yes, amoeba. Best example is amoeba. And for multicellular as well? Like
humans.
Yes, humans, but humans are not microorganisms.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we can say it as okay. Abhinav Kumar, I can't hear you actually.
Ma'am, fungi.
Yes, fungi or hydra. They are microorganisms which are multicellular. Okay. So on the basis of cellularity, they are of two types, amoeba and hydra, like unicellular and multicellular. So in this, can anyone say me why does cell is required in microorganisms or in humans or in any of the organisms? What is the need of this cell?
Ma'am, they are structural unit of our life.
Yes, okay. It is definition for cell that you are saying. That cell is a structural and functional. So what is structural and functional unit then? It is definition. We all learn definition, right? But we should know what we are writing. Actually, what is structural and functional unit? Structural unit means see, cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Okay. So here structure means the thing which provides us morphology or physiology. Physiology, that means shape. If we don't have cells, if anyone doesn't have cells, how would they get shape? Have you seen the shape of amoeba? Amoeba
Yes,
doesn't have any shape. Actually, it changes by and then, like this, sometimes like this. It's because it has only single cell. That's why it changes its structure. So if we had more than one cells in a single organism, the structure will not change. That is what called structural unit of life. That means cells provides us structure above our body and the body of other living organisms also. Next word is functional. Why is it called functional unit of life? You all know, I might think that you all know, different cells make single tissue. Is it true? Is it true, guys? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Different cells make single tissue. Then different tissues make organs. Then different organs make systems. And those different system makes single body. Okay. So in order to make a body functional, that is eating should not say eating, like digestion, excretion, respiration, and everything, all things that our body does. For all these metabolisms, we need a functional unit to make them systematically run. And that functional unit is cell, which makes each and every system to run well. And then, is it understood? That's why we called it as functional unit. Okay. Have you understood that?
Yes, ma'am.
So this happens not only in humans, it also happens in other living organisms too. These different cells make single tissue, different tissues make single organ, different organs make single system, and that systems combine to form body. Okay. So from this, okay, now we will go through cell in more elaborative manner. Okay. What else we find in cell? Say me one by one. Okay, Abhinav, say any one component of cell. Abhinav, am I audible? Okay, Rani. Hello, am I audible?
Mitochondria and nucleus.
Okay, Pragya have said mitochondria. Okay, she said two, and you two have not said any. Mitochondria, then nucleus. Okay, so here I will explain what is mitochondria does in cell. Mitochondria is basically called as powerhouse of cell. Why is it called as powerhouse of cell? Because it provides the whole energy that our body requires for each and every system to run. That is why mitochondria is known as powerhouse of cell. Okay. The shape of mitochondria is something like this. It is something like this. Okay. So this mitochondria is called as powerhouse of cell. And can anyone tell me energy is considered in our body or human body in which form?
ATP.
Yes,
ATP, ma'am, in
Yes.
ATP forms.
In ATP. Yes, you guys are learning so well. ATP form. Do anyone of you know full form of ATP?
Yes, ma'am. Adenosine triphosphate.
Yes, adenosine triphosphate. Very good. Okay, here we will cover of mitochondria. Next is nucleus. Nucleus is also called as cell of cell. Why is it called as cell of cell? Because nucleus is the Is anyone saying something?
Ma'am, because it controls all the functions of cell.
Yes, Pragya, yes, because it controls all the functions of cell. And since cell controls all the functions of human body, hence nucleus is called as cell of cell. Also, nucleus contains, what else? Nucleus contains genes, we should say, or we should say, yes, functions of cell. Then chromatids, then DNA. Full form of DNA is
Deoxyribonucleic nucleic acid.
yes, deoxyribonucleic acid. Oh, so the screen has become so hodgepodge. Okay, deoxyribonucleic acid. It is a type of nucleic acid that is present in nucleus or chromatids, and which passes on the information from one generation to the another generation. And that's why mostly 99.9% of all the genetic things of humans match. Only 0.1% of things don't match, and this 0.1% makes difference. Is it understood? So this is
Yes,
due to DNA. You all know na, that DNA testing is done when we have to find out that who is whose mother and who is whose father, and something like this happens. So DNA is tested once. So DNA is the genetic material which passes from one generation to another generation. Okay. Now in cell, what else is present?
ma'am, new
Wall.
I can't hear you well. Okay, let me see. Lysosomes are present. What is the another name of lysosomes?
ma'am, suicide bag of cell.
Yes, suicidal bags. And they are called as suicidal bags because whenever something unfair happens to cell, or something bad thing, or something illustrative which is not good for cell happens with cell, then the lysosomes do what? They eat up the whole cell. They eat up the whole cell, and that's why they are called as suicidal bags. Okay, so lysosomes are called as suicidal bags. Then also cell contains endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is of two types that is present in cell. The two types are, one is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and second is smooth endoplasmic
reticulum.
Yes. Can you state a difference between two? Can anyone of you?
Ma'am, rough endoplasmic reticulum.
Yes, rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes on it. Because rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes on it, and smooth endoplasmic does not have it. That's why rough endoplasmic reticulum are rough and smooth are smooth. Let's see how they are present actually. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is like this, and ribosomes are present on it like this. And this presence of ribosome makes it rough all over the surface. That is why it is called as rough ER. And the next one, smooth one, does not have any endoplasmic ribosomes. That's why it is smooth. Yeah. Appears like this. Okay. Next thing present in cell is cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm?
Ma'am, it is a
Ma'am,
jelly-like
it is a filter that fill.
in our cell.
Yes. It is a filler. It is a fluid present inside cell, fills all over the cell and makes the cell so luxurious. That means anything in the cell or all the organelles in the cell can survive very easily inside it. Okay, that's why cytoplasm is present in it. Next is cell wall. Cell wall and cell membrane. Two types of coverings are present over the cell. Cell wall is something which is tough, through which anything is not possible to come inside and anything is not possible to go outside. Okay, that's why cell wall is present. It prevents cell or protects from outer environment. And cell membrane, what does it does? Cell membrane is a selective permeable membrane. Only the selected things may come inside and the selected things may go outside. Selective permeable membrane. That means only selected things come inside and go outside. Okay, is it understood?
Yes,
Next.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next things which are present inside cell, which we have left so far. Vacuoles. What are vacuoles? They are actually the empty bodies. Empty bodies present inside the cell. When storage is needed, when food storage of cell is needed, it is done by vacuoles. Okay, food storage is done by vacuoles basically, and vacuoles have a membrane also to cover them, that is called as tonoplast. Mostly these empty bodies are present in plant cells. Okay. Next, anything will left? Okay, Golgi bodies we left.
Ma'am, rhizosome.
Which one? Lysosome we had understood, na?
Ma'am, I think she's saying ribosome.
Yes, ma'am.
Ribosome. I can't understand what you are saying actually.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, ribosomes.
Yes.
Ribosomes. Yes, ribosomes we left. Ribosomes actually, what does ribosomes do? They synthesize proteins. No, no, I had said that they are present on ER, endoplasmic reticulum, and they synthesize proteins. You know what is the meaning of synthesis? Synthesis means making. They make proteins, ribosomes. You will learn about them in detail in the higher classes, but I can give you a simple example, simple detailing. Ribosomes are different units, like it's present like 50s unit and 30s unit, and they make proteins according to their efficiency. Okay. Then Golgi bodies does the work of transferring the compounds, whatever is needed outside and outside. outside and inside transferring of compounds is done by Golgi bodies. Okay, most of the things we have completed about cell. So next topic, which topic should we understand next?
Ma'am, why do we fall ill?
Why do we fall ill? Because it's just because when some immunity is not inside us. Immunity, yes, you had chosen very good topic. Immunity is something that comes inside us when our body need to fight against any foreign microbe. Foreign microbe means any microbe which is against our body or comes inside our body to harm us. Okay, when those microbes come inside our body and our body is not ready to fight against them, that means our body does not have such homework to do, that what to do with that particular microbe, how to fight against it. That time we fall ill. And it may happen with any age group. It could happen with a small child, it could happen with an adult, it could happen with an overaged one. Okay, so that's why immunizations and vaccinations are provided for serious diseases which could come with age. And it's not particularly any vaccination is given that all diseases might not come, but they come. Okay, immunity can be of two types basically. One is self one and another one is acquainted one. Self-immunity is the one which we get when we from birth only, that is called as self-immunity. Okay, like it's not important to get from birth. Basically, like some person is there. Okay, some person is there and one time he got cold and cough. Okay, some person like A is there and he got cold and cough for first time. He got cold. And after this, when he got cold, after this, he didn't took any type of medicines or anything like that. But his body fighted against it for some time. And if he didn't got so much fighting against the cold, then he takes some lesser medicines, say after 2 or 3 days, like 3 or 4 days, he takes medicines. Okay. Afterwards, when he happens to take up by cold again, his body will develop immunity against the microbes of cold. Since he got from first time only, his body will develop immune system against the microbes of cold. And so the next time his body will fight against the cold very immensely. That is called as immunization, or we can call it as self-immunization. Okay. And the second type is the acquainted one. Like the vaccination is for COVID-19 and polio and all like these. That is called as acquainted. That means the vaccination is provided externally. Our body is not fighting against it by itself. Something foreign things are injected in us, in humans, to fight against the particular microbe. Okay. And why do we fall ill? We fall ill because when our body is not ready to fight any microbe against it, that's why we fall ill. Also, we fall ill due to impure air, impure water, or impure soil, or something like our surroundings when polluted, we fall ill. Okay. Next question.
Ma'am, why we all have different type of blood groups?
We all have different type of blood groups. Okay. For particularly this one, the answer is we all have like A, B, AB, and O. Okay. We all have these 4 blood groups, and they can be negative ones. They also can be positive ones. basically we get blood groups from our parents. Like if two parents like male and female, this one is A, this one is B, then their child would have A, would have B, would have AB. Like this, we get the blood group. Okay, why do we get it? I don't know why do we get it. Why do we get blood group? The blood groups are basically named so because the particular antibodies are present in those. Like A blood groups, A antibodies are present, A antigens are present. In B blood groups, B are present. In AB, A and B both present. And in O, A and B, none of them is present, only I is present. Okay, and this minus and plus illustration is there because those humans who are the adaptations or evolutions of rhesus monkeys, those humans whose previous generations were of rhesus monkeys, they get positive blood groups. Okay, and those who don't have rhesus monkeys as their generations in past, they get negative blood groups. That's all about blood groups. And also you would be knowing that AB is the universal recipient.
Ma'am, rhesus blood group positive and negative is only applied with the blood group O.
No, it's not so. Like I have my blood group B positive. It is also applied for A, B, AB, all three, not only O. Okay, and O is the universal donor. Okay, O is the universal donor. And out of we
Ma'am,
say
O
when we
should
see
denote,
negative, yes,
ma'am, O blood group should be not to O negative or not.
I can't understand what you're asking.
Ma'am, I am asking that O blood group, if suppose my blood group is O positive, then I denote to O negative or not.
Actually, negative and positive blood groups don't donate each other because the negative and positive when donate each other, they brings up, like they creates antibodies. Okay, so they don't donate each other. Basically, universal donor is negative O negative. It can donate to anyone. It can donate to negatives, it can donate to positives, but O positive can't donate to anyone. Because if it donates to anyone, mostly if it donates to any negative blood group, the antigens or antibodies will be developed against O positive, and that the person's body will not receive that, will not accept that blood group. Okay, that happens mostly when a mother gives birth to a child. It happens like this: when mother is negative and father is positive. Sorry, I should write it as male and female. Like if female is negative, okay, and the male is positive. Okay, so their child, the first child, when they will have first child or first generation, the positive blood group of child will mix into the negative blood group of mother. Okay, the child will not have any of the problem in the first time, because in the first birth, there is not such mixing of both of these. The placenta protects it. You all know placenta. What is placenta?
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yes, the placenta is the separating membrane, separating canal between mother and the fetus or embryo. Okay, so placenta protects it. But after the first child, when the second child comes, or when they go for second child, that time this positive which was came earlier, against this in female body, some antibodies will be developed. And these antibodies will not accept the positive blood group of second child. And this happens when something like this happens. sorry, when something like this happens, the female gets doctors will say that female will survive or the child will survive. This happens.
Ma'am, what is Bombay blood?
Okay, is it understood? What is
Bombay blood group?
Bombay blood group? Bombay?
Yes, ma'am. I have seen on Google.
Well, I don't know anything about that. What is Bombay blood group? Can you explain me once what is it? As you have searched it on Google, let's we have some extra knowledge from you. What is it?
Ma'am, I have seen that it is discovered in Bombay by Dr. Y.M. Vendi in 1952. It is mostly found in India, and it is also called HH.
HH. It is called as HH, like this.
Yes, ma'am, but a small h.
Okay. Like this or like this.
Ma'am, like third one.
Okay. Okay. This is a new thing to me actually. I will definitely search for this. Okay. Thank you. Who was it actually? Who was speaking? Can I know your name?
Ma'am, Sonal.
Sonal. Okay. Okay. Any other doubts related to blood group?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, what is RH factor?
What is RH factor? Yes, RH factor, that one, rhesus factor that I had explained previously, like rhesus monkey. Those ones which has rhesus monkey as their one of the generation, as one of their generations in the past. Those will get the RH factor, and due to the presence of this factor only, they are positive, like B positive, A positive, AB positive, positive. This is the RH factor. And those who don't have RH factor, they are negatives, like A negative, B negative, then AB negative, O negative, like this.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else with any more doubts?
Doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, how clone formation is done?
How?
How clone formation is done?
Clone formation. Yes, clones are made through asexual reproduction. Basically, we all know. I'm assuming that you know, but I'm explaining it. Like, reproduction is of two types. One is sexual reproduction, and another one is
Or sexual reproduction.
okay. Sexual reproduction is the one in which two parents are involved, and asexual reproduction is
Ma'am, your voice is not
single
audible.
parent is in. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Asexual reproduction.
again repeat.
Reproduction is of two types. First one is sexual reproduction, and second is asexual reproduction. Is the one sexual is the one in which only single parent is involved. Okay. Now you are asking about clone formation. So in the asexual reproduction, see, in asexual reproduction, since one parent is involved, then all the DNA or all the nucleic acid or all the genes will be transferred from one parent to the daughter cell. Only from the one parent. There is not mixing of any of the genes or any of the nucleic acid or any of the something like that with another parent. Only one parent's genes or DNA or RNA are passing on. So when only one parent's genes or DNA or RNA are passing, then there won't be any type of difference between the parent and the daughter or the other daughter cells that are produced from the same parent. They will be identical. They all will be identical to each other. We can't name them. We can't also name them as Sonu, Monu, and something like that, because they are all looking the same. And when they all look the same, they are called as clones. And this is how the clones are formed. It is due to a sexual mode of reproduction. It can
Ma'am,
be through, yes.
Ma'am, sexual reproduction need two parents, and then these are examples of human and animals. And asexual reproduction need one parent. That examples.
Yes, I am coming to it. Asexual reproduction is done through mainly through budding, then through fusion, then through spore formation. An example for this are like amoeba,
Fermentation.
hydra. What happened? Amoeba, hydra, then plasmodium, then any other example is like sponge. Yes, yeast. These are all examples of asexual reproduction. Okay. Any other doubt related to asexual reproduction?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Then any doubt regarding sexual reproduction?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So should I ask questions to you, or you will ask more questions to me?
Ma'am, you can ask.
Okay. Let me ask some questions to you then. Do anyone of you know about sexual reproduction in flowering plants? Tell me, flowering plants are called what in our science or biology language? Name given to flowering plants. There are two types of plants. First is flowering and another one is which are not flowering, non-flowering.
Angiosperm.
Yes, it is angiosperm.
And flowering flowers are known as beer flowers.
Deer flowers.
Ma'am, beer.
Beer flowers. Yes. Flowering plants bear flowers and they are called as angiosperms. And the flowers which do not bear, plants which do not bear flowers are non-flowering. They are called as gymnosperms. Okay, now I am making a flower here and you need to identify which part is which. Okay. My drawing is not so good. Yes. Let me make a flower. Let me make it. Let me complete it once. Then you can identify. Wait a minute.
Ma'am, what is angiosperms?
Angiosperms are those.
Yes, ma'am.
Angiosperms are those in which flowers occur. Those plants in which seeds form flowers or ovary transform to first flower and then to fruit. They are called as angiosperms. Okay. And in gymnosperms, no flowering occurs.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. first of all, tell me what type of flower is it? Bisexual flower or unisexual flower? Can anyone? I am writing here the options: bisexual flower or unisexual flower. Which one is it?
Bisexual flower.
Ma'am, bisexual flower.
Yes, it is bisexual flower. Why is it bisexual flower? Okay. Bisexual flowers are those in which both male and female lie in the single flower. Male and female parts present in the single flower, they are called as bisexual flowers. And unisexual flowers are those in which either male is present or female part is present. Okay, those are called as unisexual flowers. Okay, now tell me, in this, these are called as
Petals.
petals, right?
Petals.
Okay, next, this one are called
Sepals.
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 Sepals. Okay, next, this one is
Stigma.
Sticky stigma.
stigma. This one is
Pistil.
Style.
Style.
yes, this is style.
Style.
Okay, then again, this one is
Ma'am, pollen grains.
no, they are not pollen grains.
Ma'am,
Pollen grains.
Anthem.
stamen.
Stamen. Or this one is then, this is
Ma'am, filament.
What is anther and lower is stamen.
yes, this is
Ma'am,
anther.
anther.
Ah,
And second one
And-
is filament.
second one is stamen. Or we can say it as sorry, it is filament actually. And
Filament.
when filament and anther combine, they form stem.
Stagnant.
Okay. And here stigma, style, and this one is, what is this?
Ma'am,
Ovary. Yes, and ovule is present inside this. This one is ovule, the inside one. This is ovule. Okay. So here, since it is a bisexual flower, so it has all the male and female parts, both male and female parts. Okay. Out of these, female parts are those which one I will circle as blue. Okay. Stigma, style, ovary, and ovule. These are the female parts, or we should say female reproductive parts. Then male reproductive parts are anther and filament. Okay. And the male reproductive parts they are called as what? They are called as stamen in group. Like anther and filament in group are called as stamen. And female reproductive part in group are called as pistil. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, can anyone say me what is pollination?
Ma'am, the transference of pollen grains from two The transference of pollen grains to pistil.
The transfer of pollen grains from anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower is called as pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. This is called as pollination. Now, pollination is of two types. One is self-pollination and other one is cross-pollination.
Pollination.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are not audible to me also.
I think she's having some network issue there. Okay, just wait for some time. Yeah. Are audible, ma'am? Pooja, ma'am?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, wait for some time, 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. So, see, students, whatever the doubts you're having there, just clear it out there. Okay. And I'll inform her to take the classes on Sunday also. You are demanded for Sunday, correct? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. I'll just talk to her and I'll inform you on Saturday there. Okay. So whatever doubts you're having, just clear it out. Means whatever doubts, sir. Either in the biology.
Yes, sir, we are.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just for a few minutes, let her to join. I think she's having some network issue there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, Akhil sir, once just take a message once. Keep one message there.
Mic is off.
Your mic is off, ma'am, I think. Yeah. So how was the sessions there?
Sir, very nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Very.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So see, if you're having any relatives or any friends, you can inform them also to join the session. Correct. So how we are doing, just inform them, share them. So at least if you keep in your status, they might be they will see and they will join the session. Correct.